Alright everyone, this video is a little ways coming, so it's about time we talk about the stuff you see on screen. The $4.99, the $9.99, the $2.99, the $1.99, the monetization practices that BMG is deciding to take their off-season to implement and build up. Which, that's a whole nother can of worms in itself. But we're just going to talk about the money portion today. And you might be thinking, you know, what is everything that BMG is throwing out to try and milk the community? And you'll understand why I say milk in a little bit. Well, I don't have to explain it because Adagia already did that. That will be down straight in the description. Go see someone who's a lot more smarter than I am discuss it. It is clear, it's clear to a vast majority of the community that has a brain. It doesn't include a lot of deputies, however, that Town of Salem 2's numbers aren't great. It bumped up from the low 600s and 500s. It about doubled once we got the epic players, but we're now kind of slowly going back to averaging a little over 600. Which is a little bit higher than Town of Salem 1 was before the release of Town of Salem 2. But even then, that's not really enough, right? You can't sustain a game. You can't sustain, 7 or 8 developers, because they just got Curtis and Tuba. You can't sustain all of them and the server costs on 600 players when probably 400 of the 600 are free. And lag spikes goes into a fantastic little deal that just the monetization issues and what it feels like. The 2 points I want to bring up before we begin with this is if BMG is struggling to fund, they need to be straight up front. We do not have the cost to try and do everything. What do we need to do differently? Because what they're doing right now is A, not working, obviously because they're still struggling financially if they keep on implementing these, and B, is not settling well with the community, which will not purchase things, then will make the game struggle, rather than just being treated like cows. I think most farms are required to treat their animals better than how things have been going. And we'll get into the whole community shenanigans in a different video. But there are a lot of complaints with this update. And we all know what the main draw is. It's money. And this is not a smack at Curtis. This is a haha, Curtis said funny line. So let's talk about things that could be different. I know, I just spent a good while, and we're now just finally getting to it. Let's talk about things that they could actually work towards. That would be purchasable, that would make sense. So number 1, upgradable deeds to the town. Once you buy a deed to the town, you are set to that deed. So I bought the game day 1, right when it came out. Like, it came out at like 3 o'clock or something. I bought it at 3, I downloaded it for 2 minutes, and then I was immediately playing it. But what if I wanted the legendary deed to the town? I can't do that anymore because it's not upgradable. And so I have the value deed to the town, technically. I think. That's what they gave me, except they didn't give the scroll slots. Because those came after. I bought those separately. But what if I wanted the legendary deed to the town? Now how do I get that? Don't know. Furthermore, I would add a $24.99 tier that adds a little bit more newer stuff. And the big thing is, I think a lot of people will benefit and appreciate a one that takes all the microtransactions and put them where they belong, in the shop or here on the Cauldron screen. And you're like, oh, $25 for Town of Salem too? You know, why? Let me pull out. So, like, another game that I play quite a bit is Civ 6. And I have 153 hours in Civ 6 over the past 3 or 4 years. It's been just a little over a year for Town of Salem 2, and I have 1,400 hours in the game. I would pay the $25 because that is worth my time. Generally, how I do it is like an hour per dollar. So, like, another example is another game that I played quite a bit is Motorsports Manager. I paid, I think, like $25, $30 for it, and I have 120 hours in the game. That's worth the money. Other, like, City Skylines, I paid, what, $30, $40 for City Skylines, have over 100 hours. And so I'm okay with paying $25 for a game that I'm going to put in 30 hours a week on to make my experience better. And you can also joke like, oh, it's an ad block deed. Sure, whatever. I'm scrolling up here. Oh, man. Sammy's awesome. So, that's, thing number one. Now, would I expect that someone would pay $25 off the bat for Town of Salem 2? Absolutely not. But if you can make it upgradable, I think that would benefit a lot of people. Number 2, maps and skyboxes. This is like a straight up. Just drop $10, give us the Sky controller and base game. Because I know once, it was as soon as Curtis became a developer, he completely halted everything on Sky controller. And I love Sky controller. It was by far the best mod. And just bring a more developed Sky controller as a purchasable thing. That makes sense. And then for like new maps, and I know maps take a while, and there's just Blue, and I'm sure that Blue is so busy building all the things that they want, because he's about the only person who can do the graphics. But people will buy those maps. And if you have a button that says randomize map, there you go. All set. Number 3, icons and colored names in lobbies. So, Better2US2 does this for the Twitch subscribers for Tuba, or the Patreon people for Curtis. $1.99, you can do icons and whatever. $3.99, more specialized icons and a gradient name. Boom. Speedrun.com, when I was a speedrunner, did this. And I think it's totally fine. Have it in lobbies, have it up in the top right corner. Have it when they do leaderboards, which I think it's stupid. That is my number one gripe. They don't have stats and leaderboards yet. It's been a year, guys. I know you keep track of it. That's a different video. Number 4, music tracks, remixes, and different styles. How cool would it be to have the night theme, but it was in like a Japanese, Korean style? Or, have the day theme, but it feels like it's summertime, or it matches the map, or, a techno version. Things like that. People would buy it. Do that, Music tracks to add along with it, and add it to your bundles, or do everything separately. Honorable mention goes to the fact that I just want to put an American flag out front of my house, or, inside my house, put a big American flag. I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know. Because then it would be really cool. Like, oh, this person has a Brazilian flag out front. Does that mean they're from Brazil? And that's a conversation, and that's, cool things. So it's not just all America. Also, honorable mention is just let Toast cook on how to fix the battle pass. There you go. Toast is smart. Toast is, again, one of the big brain people in the world of Town of Salem. And then number 5 is death animations. And Anushi has a great list of death animations to add. Those are fun. Those are things that people are willing to spend money on. And I think I would rather them work on that than, work on more cauldron stuff. So, that is all for kind of this frustrating video. Will things change? Absolutely not. They'll probably get a little bit worse at the midpoint of Season 3, because the midpoint of seasons are generally the lowest. But I just wanted to put my thoughts out there, give some solutions that no one will ever take. That is all. Check out some of the other bigger video projects that I've been working on, and we will catch you all. Monday has a video, but I'm working on a bigger video with Unharmed Dragon that will be out at some point. It might have already been out. That means I've gotten my stuff done, and Dragon sent me the audio file. I'll catch you later.